take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. It's time!
It's Sunday, February 20th, 2022. This is the Church of MMA podcast. My name is Tabor Cragen.
My name is Mason Knight. This is episode 109, Walker versus Hill recap. After that, we jump to some MMA news, and then we talk about Makhachev versus Bobby Green preview show. But before we do all that, Tabor, where do we begin?
With our very own website, Mason, thechurchofmma.com. Guys, if you aren't following us on our social media platforms, make sure you go and do it. The links are all there at our website. Once again, thechurchofmma.com gives you links to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Gab, Getter, TikTok. This gets more difficult every week. You'd think I'd just have it down. There's so
Tabor,
many.
You figured after 109 episodes and over 2 years of doing this podcast you would, but we just keep making more socials.
Absolutely.
So.
There's more and more coming out. True Social coming soon, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Fucking, and so much more. Guys, like I said, go follow us all there. Also, we are multi-streaming to our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, our Twitch, and our Rumble account as well. So, guys, make sure you go check those out. Rumble is growing. We actually really like the engagement we're getting on Rumble, but especially our Twitch, guys. Feel free to open a second tab. Have Twitch open at the same time. It is much better quality. It's built from the ground up for live streaming. It is much better than YouTube, guys. It really is. And we see all those chats. Do not worry. We'll see the Facebook chats. We see the Twitch chats. We just don't see the Rumble and I think the Twitter ones. But we see YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So, guys, feel free to hop in those chats as well. Make sure you share all of our videos that we're posting. We're posting clips every single day here on our YouTube. And also, guys, make sure you join the congregation. $2.99 a month gives you exclusive emojis. You get an exclusive badge. It changes the color of your name in the chat and YouTube. And we just added new emojis of our beautiful faces just the other day. You could see me going in the chat. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie.
Right, and then someone can Photoshop a penis in his mouth. No, yeah, guys, so as you guys know, anyone who watched the Fight Companion last night, we do apologize for the internet. I really hope that today things go a lot more smooth because nothing frustrates me more on planet Earth than when the streams are not tip-top magoo. But it appears to be good now, so that's awesome. Quick shout-out, Cosmo Reverb says, evening, boys. Looking forward to this recap. Aunt W says, what's up, guys? Glad to see you guys already in the chats. We are very much looking forward to breaking down this Fight Night preview card. So, Tabor, let's start.
Well, we almost forgot, Mason.
Oh, he's got to plug more shit.
We have to plug more shit. Guys, our Patreon. We did a Patreon exclusive live stream last night on YouTube. You won't see that on our YouTube channel, guys. You need to be subscribed to the Patreon to get that link. It is there. $5 a month gives you so much exclusive content, exclusive vlogs, exclusive second service, audio-only podcasts, exclusive live streams, exclusive call-in shows. And if you want to bet for that belt right fucking there, the Church Coin Championship belt, you want to bet alongside of us on the show, guys, that is the upper tier. That is $10 a month to get into that competition. And if you join the upper tier, you get a 10% discount on the church merch, our official Teespring store at Teespring, the Church of MMA. If you're in the highest tier, $15 a month, you become a saint immediately, and you get 20% off on the merch. So a lot of perks there, guys. Go check out our Patreon. We had a whole lot of fun last night. Thank you so much, Cosmo Reaver, for calling in for the call-in show last night on our second service. It just sucks. The internet was going in and out. Discord was crashing, man.
God.
We were struggling last night, guys. We were really struggling.
Yeah,
with
guys.
that.
I mean, I complained about it the whole time. I fucking hate it. I'm going to call Xfinity Comcast because I pay a lot of money every month, and I demand good internet at all times.
Only demand the best.
Yeah, exactly. So a quick shout out to Logan, my brother. He's back from basic. He finally finished his training. He's now an MP or Master at Arms, I guess is what they call it in the Navy. And then shout out to Brock Murray as well. Guys, if you have not yet, go check out Brock Murray's channel. It's literally his name, Brock Murray. He does prank channel like videos and vlogs and stuff. And he's got a good crew around him and a lot of funny guys. Especially like Fitzy and those, some of that shit is just so funny. So go check him out.
Yeah, shout out to Aunt W in the chat as well. What up, guys? What up, Aunt? How are you, my guy? Very excited to see you guys here in the chat. And now, Mason, let's get into our recap show. So last night, Fight Companion was awesome, guys, and it wasn't the biggest card ever. Like the main event fell out, and then this week's main event fell out, so people were a little bit disappointed in that. But let's start at the top. Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill for the main event of the evening. Oh my fucking goodness.
What a 5-round banger this was.
Absolutely.
No. Holy shit. So obviously the fight starts, right? And these guys are throwing right away. And Johnny Walker is Johnny Walker. That's who he is. That's his style of fight. He throws some crazy shit. He was doing like the spinning kick to spinning back fist, like throwing crazy shots. But Jamal Hill, dude, to literally just dismantle Johnny the way he did. His striking is so clean and crisp, man. I mean, it's on another level. Yes, he had that setback against Paul Craig. But outside of that, man, he's now, am I wrong on that?
What?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were giving me a look. I'm like, no, it was Paul Craig.
No, Paul Craig snapped his arm in half.
Yeah, so outside of that Paul Craig fight, I mean, he's now 10-1 in this division. And I was talking about this last night where, at this point in Jamal Hill's career, like, I'd really like to see him take on a top guy. Number 7 comes to mind, Dominic Reyes. On a bit of a skid. He kind of needs that 10 to 15 area, which is where Jamal Hill's at. I think that's a great matchup. Sign me up for Dominic Reyes versus Jamal Hill.
Oh, I love that matchup as well. It's probably the only matchup to make right now in this 205 division. This guy is legit. Like Jamal Hill, he's got fantastic footwork. Like I was saying, man, he's almost like, he reminds me a lot of Israel Adesanya. He's a little bit bigger. He probably has a little bit more power, but it's sneaky, man. He doesn't seem like he's throwing the hardest punches ever, but he's got the power to flatline anybody. The way he landed that overhand right, and he hit Johnny, like, credit to Johnny Walker. If there's a place you want to get punched, it's right in the temple, but the Hill's power translated there, man.
Oh, for
when
sure.
he got hit by that shot, the way his legs just stiffened up immediately, and he fell back, man. That was insane.
What was so weird about that is he gets hit in the temple, and then his arms go back, and you see him kind of try to grab the fence, and then he just falls. His neck's like slumped on the fence, and this was terrifying for me because, like, in all seriousness, like, you always want to make sure that the fighters are okay. This is like the most dangerous sport you can be in on planet Earth. I mean, outside of maybe like a football or whatever, but with CTE. But man, when his neck was up against the fence, and Jamal Hill, he's charging at him full steam ahead and throws that right hand and just connects.
Yep.
And there's no give on that fence, man. And I was really concerned about Johnny Walker's safety there. And that knockout was absolutely brutal.
Brutal.
But, dude, wow. Yeah, I love me some Jamal Hill, man. I mean, I did pick against him because I like the odds at a plus 210 Johnny Walker was coming in at, but man, he got the job done, and he looked very impressive.
Absolutely, dude. I love the footwork. I love the kickboxing. I love the style. And we credit to Johnny, dude. He looked good before that knockout came. I know he got knocked out, but I mean, he was looking good. He actually has developed his game quite a bit. He was calm. He was cool. He was collected. He did not just throw wild strikes like everyone expects this man to do. He's just, these last few fights, he's been very timid. And it didn't work for him last night, man. He just got caught, but he did look good before that happened. Cosmo Reverb, shout out to you. Now that we've seen 2 fights with Walker training under SBG, what do you guys think of his development, man? He's getting better. He's getting better. It's just one of those things, man. When you work your way up, like I think he was almost a top 5 guy at one point.
You're right. And
you only fight savages, dude.
And he had so much hype behind his name. I mean, let's keep in mind a few years ago, Johnny Walker, after that KO spectacular victory, he goes and does like this weird celebration where he does the worm and he blows out his shoulder. And there was so much momentum behind Johnny. Like, you really thought at one point, like, this guy's fun, dynamic, he knocks guys out, he throws crazy strikes, and he's on this impressive win streak, that he really would be a top echelon guy and maybe even contend for the belt. And keep in mind, back then at 205, John Jones was the title holder, and we were all talking, man, what stylistically, that'd be such a fun fight. And it never came to fruition because, Johnny obviously had to take a year and a half off for all that, for the injury to fix his shoulder. And it sucked. It really did suck for Johnny. And I do feel bad for Johnny Walker because like I really do enjoy watching him fight. But man, it's been rough for him over the last couple years.
Yeah,
man.
It is a rough skid right now.
And again, he's still relatively young. He's got plenty of time. I don't think like anything like, oh, he should be out of the UFC.
He's done. He's not going to Bellator or nothing yet. They're not going to say, oh, they could Sam Alvey him.
No, I don't think they will. I really don't, man. With a guy like Johnny Walker, you could give him a guy like Jimmy Crew coming off that loss. I mean, I think that might be like a good matchup. Ian Cutelaba would be fun.
Ian Cutelaba versus Johnny Walker? Are you shitting me? Yes, sign me up. Sign me up right now. Sign me up for that. I don't know if they fought before, but I mean, it does matter.
But again, I mean, obviously, like realistically, this is a setback for Johnny Walker, but I don't think this is like he's got to win his next fight or he's out of the UFC. I still think he's fun. He's relatively young. He's a dynamic fighter, and sometimes
it is what it is.
It is what it is. You just get caught, and as you said, Jamal Hill's power just translates, and he just landed that shot right on the temple. So.
Yeah, and W had this to say: had he beat Corey Anderson, he would have gotten the Jones fight at 247 instead of Reyes. It's been downhill since then. You're absolutely right there for Johnny Walker's. But he did say this about Hill. Hill is the sharpest hands at 205 with improvements to his grappling. I wouldn't be surprised if he's champ one day. That's what, dude. Like I might be on this hype train with Jamal Hill. Like I really don't think there's a lot of guys right now that can really contend with him on the feet, other than maybe like a Dominic Reyes, a Jan Blachowicz, like upper echelon guys. I really want to see him tested. I love that Dominic Reyes matchup. I think that's a perfect fight to make. The technicality that could be there, I think that fight it has to be a main event, and it probably does go all 5 rounds, and I just want to see what happens, man, because both of those men have some of the best hands in the entire division.
Oh, absolutely. And dude, that matchup at a UFC fight night, Vegas fight night, dude, main event. Give me that fight 5 rounds. I'm clamoring for that, dude. That's like a fight night card where it's like all I got to see is the main event for Dominic Reyes versus Jamal Hill, and I'm all in. Sign me up for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Very impressive win from Jamal Hill, and it's so impressive too that this was only his 11th professional mixed martial arts fight.
Right, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy, dude. I mean, this guy's got so much potential. As Ant said, he's got some of the crispest, sharpest hands in this light heavyweight division. I'm very much looking forward to his future.
Absolutely. Let's get into Church Coin bets. So I was the only one to take Hill. I put 2,600 Church Coin on him, and he was a minus 260, so that gave me a return of 1,000 Church Coin. Cosmo, you had 1,000 on Walker. That did not work out for you, my guy.
Yeah, I also had 1,000 on Walker as well and lost that.
So let's go into our prop bets. So I had Hill by KO for 500 Church Coin, and I'm glad I hit that. It was only a minus 135, dude.
Well, I mean, it's Jamal
I thought it'd
Hill.
be a plus.
No.
I thought it'd be a plus because it's the technicality there. I figured a lot of people were thinking it was going to go all 5 rounds, but it didn't happen. Yeah, Jamal Hill, he's got a lot of hype behind his name, and now he's on a KO streak right now. I mean, he just flatlined. Who was this last fight before him? Was it Jimmy Crew?
Jimmy Crew, yeah.
Yeah, flatlined him too. So, I mean, 2 KO streak. Dominic Reyes signed me the fuck up. But I had 500 on KO, and that gave me a return of 370. Cosmo, your prop bet was Hill decision 500, so that didn't work out for you either.
Yeah, and typically when a guy is favored as heavily as Jamal Hill was coming in at minus 260, that's typically telling you the Vegas thinks he's going to win the fight. So when you see a prop bet at a minus 135 for a KO, that's probably, and I didn't look at all the lines for all of them because that's what I picked. I put 300 Church Coin on Hill via KO, but the probability of him getting a KO was very high, and that's why it was a slight.
I think that makes sense. The minus 135 isn't a terrible line either for that, really.
No, not for that, and especially because it did happen too. So
did you say you got a return of?
I got a return of 222 Church Coin.
All right. Yep. So let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Kyle Dawkis versus Jamie Pickett. Kyle Dawkis looked good, dude. This guy is legit. And the way he was just dominating Pickett on the ground, he got in a few grappling exchanges up against the fence, then got the takedown. And then for Pickett to literally tap with 1 second left on the clock.
1 second left.
Fuck, man. That's got to be demoralizing.
Oh, absolutely. And watching that live, I thought for sure when I saw that, I was like, ooh, I don't know if he got that tap off. I don't know if he tapped before or after the bell. It was that close. It could not have been any closer either way. But, now with Kyle Dawkis beating Jamie Pickett the way that he did via submission, that only makes me want to see the Julian Marquez fight even more. Because keep in mind, Julian Marquez, his last 2 victories are via submission. And I think the grappling exchanges on the ground and the jiu-jitsu between these 2 fighters would be absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, it could very well stay on its feet, but it's added that extra element that makes me very excited for that fight. And I really do hope they can rebook that if Julian Marquez's injury is not too severe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like we all know, guys, whenever you have injuries, people back out last minute. They never disclose them because you could get that matchup again. And I think that's what they need to do. I agree with you 100%. Make that Julian Marquez fight again. Kyle Dawkis said, I'm pretty much done with Kevin Holland. They tried making that a couple times after that whole debacle there, the no contest. It was a submission, man. It was a submission. And it sucked that they got that taken away from him. But Kevin Holland's my guy. So
and not only that, but that headbutt was very severe. And you could tell he was compromised against Kyle Dawkis and Kevin Holland. Like when they clashed heads, Kevin wasn't all there and his eyes rolled back a little bit. So I do understand the no contest there. But, all credit to Kyle Dawkis, still getting the job done, still getting the W's. And think about this, too. For Kyle Dawkis' career, I mean, he essentially took 0 damage in that fight. So he could turn around in 12 weeks and fight again.
Absolutely.
So I think it was a win-win for him overall. Minimized the damage, got out of there pretty clean. And you could be looking at Kyle Dawkis coming back, 8 to 12 weeks.
Very soon. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. 100% agree. 100% echo that. And Herb did a good job catching the tap right before the bell. Yeah, that was bullshit. He didn't tap. That was fuck you, Herb. I can't believe he called that.
Taylor, I'm getting tired of you continuing to shit on Herb Dean. I do not like it.
That part was for me.
Favorite, yeah, it should have been. He's one of my favorite refs in an OG of mixed martial arts in UFC, and I can't stand this fuckery any longer. I can't do it. I cannot do it with you.
I love the guy. I really do. I like trolling too much. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Shout out to Cosmo. Props to Pickett for accepting a tough fight on short notice. Yeah,
Yes.
dude, like on what, like a few days notice?
Yeah.
And I know they did it at catch weight. They did it at 190, but still, it's like you got to cut weight to 190, which is still difficult. That last 5 pounds I know kills people, but still, it's like on a few days notice. Shout out to Pickett. I don't think his stock drops too much here. I'd love to see him get a good, decent matchup. I'm not saying either of these guys are getting ranked matchups next, but you know what? They both deserve names at least.
Well, and I got to be honest. In my personal opinion, Dawkis is coming close.
Yeah,
he's coming very close to a top 15, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. Let's get into church coin picks. I had 500 church coin on Kyle Dawkis there, and that gave me a return of 277 church coin. Cosmo, you had 1,500 church coin on Dawkis. That gave you a return of 833 church coin there.
Yeah, and I'm kicking myself. Like, I knew Dawkis was going to win that fight, but then it was last second, and I was like picking it, and I was like, okay, 300 on Dawkis. The dumbest bet of all time. I should have put 2,000 church coin on him, but it is what it is. I put 300 on Dawkis and got a return of 166.
It is what it is.
All right, let's move on to the next fight. So we had Parker Porter versus Alan Badu. I probably butchered that name, but I'm trying to throw a little French accent on it there. Badu. Porter looked good, man. I mean, he's a big, fluffy guy, but he's out there. He's got great cardio, and you wouldn't suspect cardio from a guy that looks like that.
Exactly.
And he was throwing bombs. Then he was getting really good grappling exchanges. He was taking Badu down, and that was a complete domination. I believe, every judge gave Badu 1 round. It's probably, the third round,
maybe,
I would say.
yeah.
That makes more sense. I kind of thought it was 30-27, but I'm just kind of an idiot, so it is what it is there. But I did like Parker. I like Parker Porter a lot. Like, he's been very impressive. He did KO Chase Sherman, and now he's got this big victory over Badu. Like, what do we do with Parker Porter? Like, do we throw him into a top 15 matchup now, or do we maybe give him like a Andre Arlovsky or something like that? Like, do we just keep this guy in the mix in maybe the top 20 area, or what do we do with him next? Like, what's his win streak at?
So now after this victory over Alan Badu, he is on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC after losing to Chris Dawkis at UFC 252, which was the Miocic versus Cormier 3.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that was
It's been a long time, yeah.
So he's on a very impressive 3-fight win streak. In just to echo the sentiments of what you just said, man, you look at Parker Porter and you go, okay, this guy's got 2 minutes and then he's got to find a stool. But, bro, this guy impresses the living hell out of me. Like, he's not just in shape. He pushes the pace as a big heavyweight. Like, he really does. He was pressuring him. He kept going after him. He was getting in up against the fence, man, and just getting the underhooks and just constantly working Alan Badu. And I was just like, I was so impressed with Parker Porter. And honestly, like, he really hit my radar after that Chase Sherman fight because I was like, Parker Porter, this guy, who the fuck is that guy,
Who the fuck is that guy?
And I'm like, dude, this guy looks like a schlub. Like, he's going to be out in 2 minutes. But you know what, dude? I'm starting to put some real respect on Parker Porter. And I actually finding myself liking this guy quite a bit. Now, on the topic of a top 15, do we think he's ready for a top 15 yet? I mean,
Maybe.
I
mean, it's not hard to move up in this heavyweight division. Let's be real.
Yeah. And you could do an interesting fight between like Augusta Sakai, who's coming off that loss. He's sitting at number 12 right now. Walt Harris,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Walt Harris,
Big
who's
Walt.
been...
He's on a skid still, isn't he?
Dude, I love Walt Harris. He's been through a lot of shit over the last years, and like my heart goes out to him. And like I want him to get a victory so bad. But there's a lot of, Serviet Spivak you could do as well. There's a lot of matchups for Parker Porter, but at a 3-fight win streak in the heavyweight division, the hardest division to have have a streak in just because of the KO power of a lot of these big boys. I'm okay with it. Let's give him a top 15. And I don't think I'm pushing that too soon because he's proven himself, and he's gone 3 rounds and 3 hard rounds against Badu too. And like, keep in mind, like, Badu was working hard, man. He, you know, on one of the judges' scorecard, he won one of those rounds. He was still pressing the pace late into the 3rd round. But, you know, Parker got the job done. Let's give him a top 15. I'm totally cool with
I like
that.
the Spivak fight. I like the Harris fight. Both of those sign me the fuck up. I'm totally cool with that. And W, there's so much talent in the UFC these days. I wouldn't be mad if they extended the rankings to a top 20. The roster size has almost doubled since the rankings were introduced. 100% correct there, man. Maybe they should start putting more numbers out there. That'd be interesting. Number by your name, it's just big. It just is. It's big news. It's people get excited, so it is what it is there.
I'm going to go completely off topic. If we have doubled the roster size in the UFC, then and I know this will never happen, but why do we not have more weight classes? Why don't we have a 165?
Do a 165, move 175. Then do a 225, do a 195. Like, why the fuck not? Israel, look, I'm not going to lie. Last few weight cuts, Israel's been looking pretty sunk in at 185, man.
Well, and bro, Izzy could be champ too.
Easily, 195, easily. Yeah. And there's a lot of 205ers. Like, look at Jamal Hill. He could probably make 195.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think he could.
Yeah, so I agree. I think there needs to be more divisions. If you just did those 3 divisions, I'm totally cool with that. 165, 195, and 225.
Well, there absolutely has to be a 165, bro. I mean, some of these guys cutting down the lightweight, I'm like, how do you even make the weight?
Yeah.
But having a 165 and a 175, I think would add so much value to the UFC. And then you could have the potential for super fights, you know, more often. But a 155 to 170, with how much these guys are cutting weight, it's just really hard to get those big fights. You know?
Look at Parker Porter, dude. He gets on a diet. He hits that treadmill. He can make 225.
Yeah, he could.
I'm not trolling here.
I know you're not trolling. He really could.
He's got some body fat he can get rid of.
But you know what? He actually looked better in this fight. Because
he did. He looks like he's slimming up.
Yeah, he's slimming up for sure. I think he's really starting to realize his potential in the UFC, and the fact now he's on a 3-fight win streak, and he looked ready, prepared, and in shape. And I was extremely impressed with Parker.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavyweights that, you know, if they just got on the diet program, if they hit the treadmill a bit more, they could make 205. And when you're facing a guy like Ngannou, who used to cut weight to 165, when you're facing a guy like Derek Lewis and you're 30 pounds lighter than him, man, I 100% agree there should be a 225-pound division, if not just more guys losing some weight and getting down to 205. But that's a whole nother conversation. So let's get into Church Coin picks. I had Badu in that fight. I put 200 Church Coin on him. Did not work out for me. Cosmo, you had Porter for 400 Church Coin. They gave you a return of 153 Church Coin there.
Yeah, and I put 300 Church Coin on Parker Porter for a 115 return.
All right, let's move on to the next fight. The OG himself, Jim Miller versus Nicholas Mota. Oh my goodness, dude. Jim Miller has still fucking got... every week there's like, okay, how is this guy still relevant? He's 39 years old and he's making 155 still, like absolutely incredible. I know he wouldn't be like a massive welterweight, but I'm saying, dude, like he's a 165er. We all know that. Most of these guys at 155 would be good 165ers. Like, for this man at 39 years old to be as competitive as he is, beating guys, I think that was the biggest skill gap, the biggest fight gap in UFC history. It was like 33 UFC fights to a guy making his UFC debut, and Miller looked good. He got cracked a couple times, but the way he was landing that leg kick, just completely chopping Mota down, super impressive, man.
Super impressive. And that's something that Jim Miller, you saw the veterans, or the savviness of all of his experience combined in the UFC over every single fight that he has had. You know, to implement that game plan in the first round and to attack relentlessly, that inside calf kick, time and time again, it was slowing Mota down. It was the perfect game plan. And when, you know, because I was talking about this on the Fight Companion, you saw Mota had that speed advantage on the feet. You could see he was throwing shots a little faster than Jim, and Jim was trying to figure out like what he was going to do. In that first round, man, he chopped down that leg, slowed down Mota, and got the second round KO, TKO. Jim Miller is that motherfucking guy, dude. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, that's back-to-back second-round finishes for Jim Miller, a guy who has been relentless in this division, a lightweight, dude. One of the hardest divisions, if not the hardest division in the UFC, and he's still getting the job done.
Fighting
against
killers,
young guys, man.
And the guy was 12-4.
He was 12-4, coming off Dana White's Contender Series, getting a big opportunity, a young guy, and he goes out there and crushes it. Absolutely phenomenal, man.
I fucking love it. I love it, dude. I love me some Jim Miller. I have so much respect for this guy. And I do this every time, man. I go, I'm not taking Arlovsky. I'm not taking Miller. Someone's got to beat these guys. These guys are on the tail end of their careers, yet they just come out and shine. They show that experience. They show the savviness. Shout out to Cosmo. Miller is such a savvy vet. He fought a great fight. He did, man. The way he was landing those leg kicks, it was a beautiful performance. Shout out to Jim Miller. Give him Rafael Fiziev.
Okay, let's not go that fast.
Let's take a break.
Look, I like Jim. I don't want that fight for him. But you know what? Like, and I brought this up on the Fight Companion, and I'm going to reiterate it here. You know, with a guy like Jim Miller, you could. I think the UFC approaches him and they ask him, okay, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to go on one last run?
Conor
where you
McGregor.
take on a top 5 stop it. Where
Dude,
you talk
are you shitting me though? Like Jim Miller, Conor McGregor?
No. Like, if Conor has to take that fight, then it's like, bro, why are you even fighting? But, you know, like Jim Miller, like, he's on an impressive win. It's like, what does he want to do at this point in his career?
Yeah.
Like, is he there to just, like, enjoy these last fights, to really take everything in and try to complete already an impressive career? Or do you want that one last run? Do you really want a top 15 guy here? Do you want to try to make a good old run at it before you retire? But you know what? I think Jim Miller has deserved that right to kind of choose what he wants in his career.
Absolutely.
Because two finishes back to back at his age is just so fucking impressive. And we're not talking, like, typically when you get vets like that, it's like vet versus vet. So it's like a 40-year-old versus a 39-year-old, right?
Yeah, it's like Joe Lazon versus Jim Miller or something like that. No, he's fighting savages.
He's fighting killers who are hungry to be in the UFC, who literally that's their whole dream, you know. And Mota wasn't even 30 years old, man. It's so impressive what Jim Miller has been able to do throughout his career, and unquestionably to me needs to be a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
In the UFC.
Absolutely. I don't care if he's got a belt.
Nothing short. I don't care.
Yeah, there's too
many great fights.
Absolutely.
And Jim Miller is that guy, man.
Absolutely. Let's go into church coin picks. I put 200 church coin on Mota. It did not work out for me. Cosmo, you had 250 church coin on Jim Miller. That gave you a return of 375 church coin. I don't remember what his line was, but he was like a plus like 200 or something.
Who,
like that,
Jim?
wasn't it? Or
Jim was a
he...
plus 150.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I put 350 church coin on Jim Miller and got a return of 525 church coin.
All right. Let's move on to the opening fight of the card. Joaquin Buckley versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Dude, everyone was saying this was going to be a banger.
Yep.
Don't blink. Someone's going to sleep in the first round. But the way Joaquin Buckley marched Hassan down, was landing shots, and then pushing him up against the fence, getting the takedowns, showing that he's improved his game so much. He's becoming a more well-rounded mixed martial artist. I absolutely love what I saw from Joaquin Buckley last night. I do believe if he keeps that style, man, he's going to be a very difficult man to beat in this middleweight division. And I love that Al Hassan moved up. Al Hassan is fucking thick,
at
dude.
Middleweight? Yeah, dude.
I don't know how that man used to make 170.
I know.
It's crazy how big, dude, his legs are fucking tree trunks. And look at Buckley, dude. Like, neither of these guys are like the biggest 185ers, but they're so thick. They're so strong. Joaquin Buckley took down and dominated a guy that was probably one of the strongest guys we've seen in a while in this division. I mean, both these men are just thick. And muscle stacked on top of muscle. It's just absolutely insane. I love the development from Joaquin Buckley. The way he's just a well-rounded fighter now. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just going out there for crazy knockouts. He's not trying to finish guys early, even though he was going for that. But he played a very smart game plan, which is what you need to do with Abdul. Abdul can flatline anybody in any division, man. So, I mean, shout out to Joaquin Buckley for that.
Yeah, I think my only concern, and again, I want to praise Joaquin Buckley. It was a great performance. His output was absolutely insane. He was throwing a lot of shots. However, you could tell that he was severely gassed in that third round.
Yeah.
And Abdul Razak Hassan almost got the job done late in that third round because Joaquin Buckley was so exhausted. So I think if he could work on that little aspect of really being able to like gauge that gas tank and really feel out where you are so you can go and complete 3 rounds. Because I think if Joaquin would have, been a little bit more calm and reserved and really reserve that gas tank, he would have even had a more impressive performance. But let's talk about this. Joaquin Buckley is only 27 years old in this division. He's got plenty of time to develop his skills and is continuing to develop his skills. And in the UFC, his debut was against Kevin Holland. He lost that fight. But since then, he has been 4 of 5. Obviously, the Impa Kasanagane knockout, one of the greatest knockouts, if not the greatest knockout in the UFC. He went out there and beat Jordan Wright. He did lose to Alessio Di Chirico, but then came back and dominated Antonio Arroyo, and now Abdul Razak Hassan. His future is very bright. And put an asterisk on his name because, man, I really think in 3 to 4 years, this guy could be a top contender.
Absolutely. Give him one more unranked matchup.
Yep.
Give him one more unranked guy. I don't care who. You could do fucking, who fought earlier? You could do Kyle Dawkis, Joaquin Buckley. I like that fight a lot, but Dawkis is right there. He's on the edge of the 15 as well. So I mean, maybe if they match those two up, the winner of that gets a top 15.
Gets top 15.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree with
and
that.
that's something I definitely agree with. I would have to edge that to Kyle Dawkis, though, because I've seen his cardio.
Yep.
But again, you got the power of Joaquin Buckley, too, because he can also put your lights out. But Kyle's got good hands, too, man. So
good hands and great ground game. So.
Either way, I actually like that matchup quite a bit. I got to be honest.
Yeah, and it would really test Joaquin's ground game, too, because if you put Joaquin on his back, I would love to see what happens there. So very impressed with Joaquin Buckley.
So let me ask you now with the weight class change of Abdul Razak Hassan, like what do you see now? Because again, it wasn't a bad performance. He almost finished him in the third. I thought it looked really good, and this was one of the most entertaining fights on this fight night card. In my opinion. And what a way to open up the card. You know, the UFC typically does stuff like that where they throw a banger as the first fight, and I kind of like that, man, because it gets the eyeballs in early. It was an awesome fight all the way around. But what do we do with Hassan?
That's a good question. I don't know. Anybody, man. Just give him anybody that's unranked. It's just he needs to build his way back up. He's on a bit of a skid now. I think that's 2 in a row, maybe 3 in a row now for Hassan. It's been a little while since he's got a big victory. So really anybody, man, I'm not going to write Hassan off. He's too powerful. He's too big. He's too strong. He just needs to develop a little bit more of a game off his back, I think, because when he was on his back, he really wasn't doing much, man. He was kind of just getting hit with big shots and elbows there. So
I gotta agree with Ant W here real quick. He says Buckley was doing great work to the body. Yeah,
absolutely.
When Hassan was up against the fence, he even just shifted over and just threw a 3 or 4 punch combo to the body. You were very right on that, Ant W, and something that we should have brought up because man, the body work from Joaquin Buckley was fire, dude. Like I was very, very impressed with his striking, unquestionably. He's just got to work on the gas tank a little bit, and I think he's tip top Magoo. He'll be ready to go. He will be a contender one day in this division.
Absolutely, 100% agree with everything that was just said there. Let's get into church coin picks. I had 250 church coin on Buckley. He was a favorite, so that gave me a return of 166 church coin. Cosmo. You had 200 church coin on Buckley. That gave you 133 church coin return.
Yeah, and I put 1,000 church coin on Buckley and got a return of 666 church coin.
All right, let's talk about parlays. Nobody hit the parlay this week. We tried our best, though. You were close, Cosmo. If Walker would have got it done, that would have been a huge parlay. You probably would have been way up right in the beginning of the year, right in the beginning of this series here for this month. But my parlay was Hill, Dawkis, Mota, and Mota destroyed that for me, so I lost 500 church coin on that. Cosmo, your parlay was Miller, Porter, Walker for 1,000. Man, that would have been big if you hit that, but nope.
Yeah, and I did not hit my 5-fight parlay. I missed the mark on Walker and Mota, so.
It is what it is.
I knew you were going to hit it, so I beat you to it, bastard.
Let's talk about totals. So church coin totals so far. So
after week 1,
I got a gain of 913 church coin, and now I have a new total of 10,913. Cosmo, you actually lost 1,006 church coin, so your new total is now 8,994. Mason.
Yep.
You had a gain of 394 church coins. So you're now at 10,394. So I am in the lead coming into this week. I have a feeling, dude. A lot of things can change this week, and then we're going into 272 with Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, all in on Masvidal. I'm already saying that right now. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, so very interesting. We got 2 more weeks of this series, guys. Let's get that belt, Cosmo. I know you can make a comeback here. Let's put it on a parlay. I know your picks already. I have them down here in the notes, but we will be talking about that in our preview show. Mason, it is MMA news time.
Let's do it.
All right. So we got to start it off with the biggest news of the week. Obviously, guys, this main event this weekend, it should have been Beneil Dariush, Islam Makhachev. Beneil Dariush had to go out with some sort of leg injury. That's all we're hearing as of right now. And so he did drop out of that in short notice. And then we got Bobby Green as a last-minute replacement. Mason, what's your immediate reaction to this?
Well, my immediate reaction, I'm going to go on the side of Beneil Dariush, and then, of course, we will talk about the savage who is Bobby Green stepping in on short notice. What a What he is, that motherfucker.
The balls, dude.
Dude,
My balls was
absolutely
hot.
incredible. But I want to go to the side of Beneil Dariush because I was online and Twitter is a fucking terrible community. Everyone sucks on Twitter. But a lot of people were talking shit about Beneil Dariush, being like, "Oh, he's scared. He dropped out of the fight. Oh, he's faking a leg injury." You guys have to understand something here. Like, I'm not going to tolerate that fuckery as a fan. Like, that kind of stuff just pisses me off. This is the biggest fight of Beneil Dariush's career. You don't think this man, if he could fight, that he wouldn't? Like, you think this guy who's number 4 in the world is scared of number 3 when you want to get a shot at the title at a guy like Charles Oliveira, but you're scared of Islam Makhachev? That shit is just unacceptable to me. It's just so fucking stupid that people say that. Because, dude, Beneil Dariush is not scared. I think that guy probably tried to do everything he could to stay in that fight because he understood how big it was. A guy like Islam Makhachev on an absolute tear, 21-1, has got so much hype behind him. And Beneil Dariush knows he's a dark horse. He knows he's the guy that no one talks about in this lightweight division.
He knows nobody's taking him in that fight.
Yes, of course. So why would you just back out of the fight because, I'm scared 2 weeks away? The takes online were absolutely irritating, and typically I don't bring that up, but I just saw so much hate for Beneil Dariush that it was just inexcusable to me. Absolutely inexcusable. So now that I said all that, Bobby Green. Wow, dude. Wow. Now, he goes out there against Nasrat and absolutely pieces him up, puts on a masterclass performance over the course of 3 rounds, and then we see, literally, because I was posting on Facebook, I'm like, oh, dude, when I saw that Beneil Dariush news, I was like, fuck, this is the worst thing ever, because I was so looking forward to that.
I didn't think anyone was going to take the fight.
No one does. No one typically does. Everyone avoids Islam at all costs, and especially on short notice. And that's something I do understand for the fighters. Like, dude, you want to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev on 2-week notice? Most guys say, no, thank you. But then, literally just a half an hour later, not even a half an hour, I'm going through the news again because I'm like, man, who's going to take this fight? Boom. Bobby Green steps up and says, I'm taking that fight. I'm getting that main event. And it's like, it's so poetic too, because like a day before that, John Anik tweeted out, he goes, we got to get Bobby Green a main event. And I got all excited about it, posted it on Facebook and all of our social medias. I was like, absolutely, let's get Bobby Green that main event. And the stars aligned for Bobby. And he was able to get that big opportunity on the biggest stage, dude, against one of the top prospects in the lightweight division. I'm very much looking forward to this fight. I mean, obviously, we will break this down after you give your takes, but I think you guys know who I'm going with. But, dude, Bobby Green is a savage, man. And I got so much respect for Bobby. And here's the thing. Win or lose coming out of next weekend, this man deserves a top 15. He deserves a full training camp, and he deserves to show what kind of fighter he really is.
He deserves a main event, a real one that he could train 8 weeks for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what are your takes on that?
I absolutely agree with everything you said. The fact that people are saying that Beneil Dariush is scared, like, I get it. It's Islam, guys. But Islam, we're going to be saying that very soon. He's probably the best lightweight in the world, other than maybe Charles Oliveira. Like, I think Islam smokes everybody other than maybe Charles Oliveira. Like, that's the only matchup I want to see. I get it. The fact that Beneil took this fight originally should silence everything about what matters. Like, he took the fight, guys. He was going to take the fight. He trained for it. He worked his ass off.
When he
took the year off after that, and he was getting ready because he knew it was going to be an Islam Makhachev probably next.
When he broke his ankle. Like, what do you expect?
What do you want the guy to do?
What do you expect him to do?
Walk it off.
Walk it off, yeah. That's the best medicine, man. Just walk it off. But no, dude, like, yeah, for people to just attack Beneil the way they were online is just stupid.
Yeah, shout out to NW. Brad Omokoto said his injury happened during the takedown drill. Beneil was then defending the takedown. His toe got caught in the mat, broke his ankle. Yeah, so that just sucks, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But, shout out to Bobby Green. Like you said, man, he deserves a main event after this, win or lose. I think we all know who we're taking in that fight. I mean, look at the lines, man. Like,
the line's wild.
Islam's a minus 700 to a plus 500 Bobby Green in that fight, man. Well, it's crazy.
And the line opened up at Islam Makhachev at a minus 1100. I think the lines have moved since then. But I saw Islam at a minus 1100 and a Bobby Green at a plus 600, which, I mean, those lines make sense to me. I mean, I would say 11-1 favorite is pretty wild for Islam, but it's true because, like Bobby Green, we'll talk about this matchup a little bit.
Shout out to Ron Swanson. Where's Ariel? And then he says, fix your ankle, wimp. Just wrap it up.
Just
Take the fight, pussy.
Just walk it off, as Devin said.
Yeah, that's a funny take, but is it the best one? Nah. But hopefully you're just trolling, bro.
Just throw a kick with that ankle. You're fine.
You're good. You're good.
Just put some pressure on it.
Yeah. Shout out to NW. If Bobby wins the fight, he deserves to fight McGregor in his comeback. He would have earned that payday and spotlight. Yeah.
Actually,
dude, I almost
I'm not
say
joking
if
around.
he beat Islam, you almost push him into the title fight. I mean, dude, you beat where's Islam right now? Number 3?
Number 3 in the world. Yes. Here's the thing.
Islam's 4, but still.
Oh, Islam's 4?
Islam's 4, but still, he's
3.
the guy.
Oh,
he's the guy. I was arguing he should have got the fight over Justin Gaethje.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the fucking guy. Like, if you beat the guy, you're the guy, dude. It is what it is there.
It is what it is.
But you know what? I love this take from Aunt W, the one that you just read. If Bobby Green does win, if he beats Islam Makhachev, Bobby Green, dude, that guy who's like talking shit and whatnot, and Conor McGregor, coming off the skin, I think throw Bobby. Like, I want Bobby Green to be a star.
Yes.
Everything about Bobby Green, is just awesome. His style of fighting, his character, who he is as a person.
His
that's
story,
a guy, his story.
It's beautiful.
That's a guy you got to put up on a pedestal and be like, man, that guy deserves to be a superstar. And if he can get past Islam Makhachev, it's a tall order, folks, and especially on short notice. I understand that. But I'd love to see Bobby Green versus Conor if they can't get that done, dude. Call me crazy, but I like that.
100%, man. Cosmo, if Bobby wins, he's 100% the next big thing. Absolutely, dude. I mean, you beat the guy, you're the guy. Green versus McGregor should be a good fight. It will be a great match. That's a great fucking matchup, dude. On the feet.
I would love that.
I would absolutely love it. Shout out to Bobby Green for having the biggest balls in the sport, man, because he's taking the guy no one wants, and he's taking him on like a week and a half notice. Like, that's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Shout out to Bobby Green, and let's move on to other MMA news, Mason. So, the Wolf and the Gorilla are training together. You got Hamza Chimaev and Darren Till training together in the UK. Like, the stars are aligning here, man. And if there's a guy that Darren Till needs to be training with to get his ground game better, it's a fucking Hamza Chimaev. Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
super smart on Darren Till's part and smart on fucking Hamza's part, because he's fighting a guy who's got great Muay Thai. He's fighting a guy who's got fantastic striking. I love it. I love that these guys are training together. I love that they're like, imagine this, like the Wolf, Hamza Chimaev, the badassery, the shit talk, the guy he is, and then you put a Darren Till with him, the shit talk, the badass himself. Like, I just love this combo. I love that these guys are training together, and I wouldn't be shocked if they ended up fighting each other one day in the octagon at middleweight. It would be absolutely insane, and I would love to see that matchup. Hamza all day, just saying, I'm on the hype train. But, I just love to see that these guys are together, and it made me really happy.
Well, not only that, too, but Darren Till is a hilarious fighter, and I love it because Hamza Chimaev, I watched some of the videos, the training videos and whatnot, and Darren's like breathing hard, and he's got another set. And Hamzat's like, "Come on, fat boy." And this is what I love about Darren Till. Love him or hate him, but the guy control himself. Like, Darren's a hilarious motherfucker. Yeah. And he posted a picture, him and Hamzat, and he's like this, but it's photoshopped with him with a gut, and it's a really good Photoshop. And then like a massive double chin, and it's just the funniest photo. And I literally wrote I posted on Facebook, I go, "Till has no chill." It's so funny, dude.
I love Darren Till. He's the ultimate troll. He's one of the best in the world right now at trolling, and he's a big name. I love these guys. I mean, literally, like I said earlier, like, you can't find a better dude to train Darren Till right now.
Yeah.
Like, because Darren Till's, we all know his weakness is the ground game right now. He got completely exposed by Brunson there. He got completely outclassed there by Brunson. And you know what, man? If there's a guy you need to train with, bro, it's Hamza Chimaev, like one of the most dangerous dudes in not only the welterweight division, but the middleweight division, I would say, man. I would love to see, I think Hamza the top 5 guy in both divisions, easily. So shout out to Darren Till for training with some of the best in the game right now.
And Cosmo Reverb says, I legit thought that pic was real for a couple of moments. Yeah, no, it's that good a Photoshop. Like, it's a really, whoever made that picture, great work. But yeah.
Absolutely. So, shout out to both those men. And hopefully Hamza gets that big fight very soon. We all know it's going to be Hamza versus Gilbert Burns. It hasn't been announced. Nothing's official, but we all know that's happening. They keep going back and forth on Twitter. Like, guys, make this fucking fight already, please. I need some Hamza Chimaev in my life right now. I need to see what the Wolf can do against Dorino, man. I'm just telling you right now. Hamza came out and said that he thinks he makes easy work of Gilbert Burns in the first round.
Dude,
so,
that's something we got to talk about. Shout out to Ron Swanson again real quick. I think he was exposed before that against Woodley at welterweight. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. He was exposed there as well, and that was the big moment. But no, Hamza Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Dude, how confident a guy like Hamza Chimaev is, it absolutely blows my mind. I mean, for a guy like Gilbert Burns, number 2, maybe 3 in the world, I believe he's number 2 in the world, for Hamza to just be like, yes, I make easy work a smush. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's so terrifying, dude. Hamza Chimaev, you see that guy in an alley, you better sprint the other way. Because, like, he will kill you. He doesn't care who it is, where it's at. He really, truly, undeniably believes he's the best fighter in the world. And those kind of people are scary. Mm-hmm. They're scary, and they're on the path to greatness. Same way Kamaru Usman. You see the way Usman talks about himself and his legacy in his career.
Even Hamza.
Israel Adesanya.
He says he's open to the fight, too, Usman. He's like, I'm waiting. Just get the matchup. I'm waiting.
And it's just greatness on display, and you have to have that Michael Jordan mentality, and that's what these fighters have, man. I love it. But looking forward to that fight when it does happen.
Absolutely. Let's move on to our last little bit of MMA news here. So we all talked. Kayla Harrison was pretty much a lock, signed with the PFL. Apparently, those negotiations have come to a complete standstill. Ooh. They hit a big roadblock somewhere. I don't know if Kayla's asking for too much money or what's going on there. But maybe, now Kayla's opening back up to maybe coming to the UFC.
Well, hey, maybe Uncle Dana is opening up that checkbook a little bit. Maybe he's starting to realize, hey, I got to start paying these fighters a little bit more. Look at Israel Adesanya, right?
She's got the biggest
$1.2 million per fight, and that's before pay-per-view points, man. I was skeptical early on about the Ngannou thing, but if Dana can get it done and get the same contract for Ngannou as he did Izzy, like I think that's definitely could happen.
But remember, Ngannou did say he wasn't going to sign with UFC unless there was a
hybrid contract. Which there's a lot there. I don't want to get into Ngannou. We've talked about that enough in our previous episodes. However, Kayla Harrison coming to the UFC would be so much fun, and we're already through a giant wrench into things when Juliana Pena had the greatest upset in the UFC, or one of them, I should say. There have been in the history, the whole GSP and Sarah thing, but if Kayla Harrison can make the move to the UFC, she's got unlimited matchups. At 145, you got the featherweight champion Amanda Nunes. If Kayla Harrison was talking about cutting to 135,
she did, because she's even saying that she's open to the Pena fight. Yeah. And she said, I don't want to cut to 135, but if Pena's willing to move up, then I don't have to cut my arm off to make weight. I'm totally down for that too. And shout out to NW for this right here. He's always got the good takes. I mean, he must be listening to that one guy, he said, the insider, that always has the best stuff. So Kayla wants a short-term deal with the PFL. PFL wants a longer commitment from her. She was set to go to the UFC, but Pena upsetting Nunes threw off those plans. Kayla is most likely Bellator bound, which is fine too, dude. Sign me up for Cyborg and Kayla Harrison. I totally want to see that matchup as well, bro.
God, that's an awesome matchup as well, man. I'm telling you right now, and I got Showtime. We were watching Bellator after the UFC last night. I'm starting to watch more MMA events, and Bellator is a great spot just for that fight alone. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. With Bellator, you got Kayla Harrison, Chris Cyborg,
and no one else.
Exactly.
Who the fuck is that guy?
So whoever wins that fight, you could literally do the immediate rematch, and then whoever lost, if they win that fight, just do the fucking trilogy.
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's stylistically, that's just a fun, awesome fight. Chris Cyborg, Kayla Harrison. If she does make the move to Bellator, I wish her the best wherever she goes, because she's a legit, true athlete, and I love watching Kayla Harrison. I was in Vegas for her last fight, and the fight was over in like 30 seconds. I was like, Jesus Christ, this chick is no joke, man. So shout out to Kayla Harrison. Hopefully she can come to the UFC. Obviously, that's where I'd like to see her. But if she does make the move to Bellator, it's just as good.
Yeah, can't wait for the Bellator card in April. McKee versus Pitbull 2 and Nemkov versus Anderson on the same card.
That's a great card. That's a huge card, man. Yeah. And that Dublin card Friday morning is interesting. I sure wish I didn't work in the afternoons, because I love to watch that card live. But that's Mousasi, so...
Oh, yeah. Bellator's putting on great fights, man.
Yeah, they are.
So if they got a Kayla Harrison, it'd be even better for them, because, Bellator, they ain't scared to open that fucking checkbook, baby.
No.
They pay their fighters very well. They just don't have the level of the competition the UFC. So I want to see Kayla Harrison in the UFC. I want to see her versus Juliana Pena. I want to see her versus Amanda Nunes at 145 pounds. There's more matchups for Kayla Harrison in the UFC than the PFL and Bellator. But just Uncle Dana needs to open the checkbook, baby. That's all he's got to do. Just pay this girl, do a 4-fight deal. Fuck it. Just do a 4-fight deal. Kayla Harrison can ride off in the sunset, win or lose, because she's a top-tier athlete, and she deserves all the respect in the world. And I actually really like those matchups with Nunes and Pena more than the Cyborg matchup, because I think those are way more competitive. I ain't counting out Pena in that fight. If she moved up to 145, I am not counting out Pena in that fucking Kayla Harrison fight.
I will never count out Juliana Pena again, and how disrespectful and disregarding I was of her against Amanda Nunes. I'm like, oh yeah, Amanda will go out there and piece her up. And I got a big old fucking pie, a humble pie smashed right in my face. I'll never make that mistake again. I've apologized to Juliana Pena 30 times, and I'll do it again. I love that matchup. Give me Kayla Harrison and Juliana Pena. I'm good with that too, man.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
She deserves it after that performance against Amanda Nunes.
Absolutely. Mason, preview show time.
Preview show. Let's go. Islam Makhachev, Bobby Green. Let's go.
We started off at the top with it, of course. Everyone
Always.
knows. It's Islam Makhachev, Bobby Green, new main event of the evening. Islam Makhachev's coming in at -700 to +500, and Bobby Green. We're just going to repeat ourselves real quick, guys. The nuts.
My balls was hot.
The nuts of Bobby Green, man. They're like, I can't even one-hand them. Like, it's like this. They're fucking huge.
They're
dude.
huge. Those might be swollen.
It's a problem.
Those are big.
You know the South Park episode?
They're disproportionate to the body size.
The South Park episode, and Randy gives himself testicular
and he puts him in a wheel what the fuck are those called?
He's
Wheelbarrows?
bouncing on him like so stupid. It's so funny though, but that's Bobby Green right now, dude. Are you shitting me? To take Islam Makhachev, the guy no one wants to fight, let alone on 8 weeks' notice, to do it on a week and a half. Dude, the nuts on this man are incredible. The balls, the savageness, the swag. I love Bobby Green, man. The story, everything behind this fight. I absolutely love it. This line is crazy, but as crazy it is, I agree with it, dude. I think Islam is just the guy. Like, no one is beating Islam right now. If Bobby Green pulled it off, it's one of the greatest upsets in UFC history. It's not up there with Amanda Nunes and Pena. It might be, but I mean, it's not on that level. But still, it's like, to beat an Islam Makhachev, the way he's been dominating people left and fucking right on this run that he's on, and no one wants to fight him. He hasn't had a top 5 guy other than Beneil Dariush, and he backed out, man. He tried to fight RDA like 3 times, backed out every single time with RDA. So, I mean, I don't care what happens. If Islam Makhachev wins, I don't care if it's competitive. If Bobby Green goes out there and they go 5 rounds and it's a competitive fight, I don't care that this is at catchweight. I don't care that they're not making 155 pounds. Islam Makhachev deserves a title fight, whether he squeaks out a 3-2 victory or whether he gets the first round sub. Islam Makhachev's the guy.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with that. So at this point, Beneil Dariush coming with that ankle injury, there are reports that he broke his ankle, which is really upsetting for Beneil. But nonetheless, Islam Makhachev goes out there. If he can defeat Bobby Green, which I think he will, unquestionably he's the next guy in line. I mean, with a record, if he does win, he'll be 22-1. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje, I believe, is April 9th, if I'm not mistaken. That would be UFC 273, right? I'm pretty sure it was that one. But
274.
Oh, it's 274.
Yeah,
okay, then it would
Brazil.
be in May then.
Yeah.
Because 273 is in April. So May would be May 6th or something like that. But nonetheless, yeah, Islam's the next guy, period, end of discussion. And, it is what it is there. On the side of Bobby Green, I'll just hit on this real quick because this is one point I did not make. I just don't really see where Bobby Green can win this fight, and I mean that in the utmost respect. Bobby Green is a phenomenal striker, but he's volume. He's precise. He's got the head rolls, the movement. And I do believe Bobby Green can avoid the big shots from Islam Makhachev. I truly believe that. However, you have the absolute and utter dominance of Islam Makhachev in his takedowns, and his ground game is suffocating the same way Khabib Nurmagomedov's was, the same way Hamza Chimaev's is. So I see that being a very, very hard point for Bobby Green to overcome if he does get taken down. But I would love to see this, even if it's just for a round. I'd love to see these two just stand there and trade. But Islam's game plan is to get in there, take him down, take as little amount of damage as possible, and get the job done via submission. And we'll get into Church Coin right away because we're on a little bit of a time constraint.
Yeah, real quick before you say that, man, I got to say this, man. If Bobby Green makes this competitive, even in the slightest bit, if he goes decision with Islam, he needs to be catapulted. I don't give a fuck if it's a loss. I don't give a fuck if he doesn't have a number by his name. He should have a number by his name. That's just how good Bobby Green is. The story, everything, background, all of that. Give this man a huge fight, win or lose, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And he deserves, I totally agree with that, Tabor. I'll echo that. He deserves a top 15 win or lose against Islam Makhachev.
Absolutely. So let's get into Church Coin picks. I'll let you go first. Who are you taking in this fight? We all know Bobby Green's got great takedown defense, but will it be enough against the suffocating pressure of Islam Makhachev?
So here's the thing. As you can see, this beautiful gold belt here, I love this thing so much. And I'm just going to say this right now. I'm putting 7,000 Church Coin on Islam Makhachev, but hey, Bobby, I'm willing to give this belt up to someone else. If you can go up there and upset the world, I won't even be fucking mad at all because it'll be one of the craziest underdog upsets of all time. One of them, not the best, but one of them. And I would be totally okay with just blowing away this belt because I'll enjoy it for one more week after that. Because if Bobby Green can go out there and get the job done and shock the world, that'd be phenomenal. But I am putting 7,000 Church Coin on Islam Makhachev for the win.
All right, trying to go for that 1,000 Church Coin return there at a minus 700. I'm just going to say it, dude. Islam's the guy. I'm going to take him every single fucking time. I might even take him against Olivier if that matchup gets made. I love me some Islam Makhachev. I've been saying this guy's going to be the next champ for a long time, even though he's been fighting unranked guys because no one wants to fight him. No one wants to fight him. So once again, the nuts on Bobby Green are fucking massive. I'm going all in on Islam Makhachev. I have no idea how much that's going to be. We're going to have to add all that up after the show because I do have other bets I'm placing, but it's probably going to be like, it's like 7,000, probably around the same.
It's right around
7 or 8, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, all in on Islam Makhachev. I do believe he's going to get the win. I'm going to go prop bet. Oh, real quick, Cosmo's bet. Cosmo is putting 2,000 Church Coin on Bobby Green at a plus 500. Dude, if you hit, that'd be absolutely fucking insane. We might be looking at a new Church Coin champ.
No, we are looking at the new Church Coin champ because you and I would have lost everything, and then he would have gained 10,000 Church Coin. So, hey, this could very well swing the whole Church Coin, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Prop bets. I'm taking Islam Makhachev by submission for 1,500 Church Coin. I do believe that's how the victory comes. I'm going to say early. I'm going to go first round. I don't think Islam's going to want to take any damage. He's not going to want to stand with Bobby Green. Bobby Green's got that power. He's got great kickboxing ability. He can knock Islam out. But Islam's too smart. He's going to shoot for the takedown immediately. He's going to get probably a Kimura or something like that. Don't be shocked if we see another Dan Hooker situation and just he hurts Bobby Green early and just gets the sub. So I'm taking Islam submission, 1,500 Church Coin.
Yep, I'm putting 1,000 Church Coin on the very same prop bet. I've got Islam by sub for 1,000 Church Coin.
It's like we all have the same prop bet. Cosmo's also taking Islam by sub for 500
it's the most
Church Coin there.
One.
It really is. It really is. It makes the most sense. Let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Misha Cirkunov coming at a minus 120 to a plus 100 Wellington Truman. I like this matchup a lot. Wellington's a great fighter, but so is Cirkunov. Cirkunov's just one of these guys. He's struggled as of late, and then he moved down to middleweight, and he just hasn't found a lot of success there either. And I like this line a lot. It's pretty much a pick 'em fight in my opinion. Cirkunov is the slight favorite. I want to take Cirkunov, but I have a feeling Wellington might get it done. He's a bit younger. He's a little bit more better on the ground probably, but Cirkunov's a fucking savage on the ground as well. I mean, he's got great wrestling. He's got great top pressure. I believe he's a favorite for a reason. This is a hard fight for me to pick, man. I'm not going to lie. I like Wellington Truman a lot, but I mean, at just a plus 100, I like Cirkunov better, even though he's a favorite at a minus 120. I'm going to go 550 Church Coin on Cirkunov. Don't be shocked if this fight goes either way, though.
Yeah, unfortunately for Misha Cirkunov, on a bit of a skid. He's getting older. I'm not saying he's old.
I think
yet.
He's like 40,
He's
right?
30. No, he's 34.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's 34. I mean, but Wellington Turman, 25, up-and-coming guy. He's a big middleweight, too. He's 6 foot. I like Turman here. So I am going to place... What did I put here? Gosh dang it. I'm going to place 500 on Cirkunov.
I like Turman here, so I'm going to put 500 on Cirkunov.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At a minus 120, Cirkunov's the slight favorite here.
And he's a savvy vet.
And he's
got a lot
got
of
he's got to
experience.
turn it around. He's old, but he's not old enough. Yeah,
He's
I'm
right
going
in
to go
his prime.
Serkinov here, but Turman could very well get the job done.
Absolutely. This is a pick and fight, guys. So Cosmo's pick is 500 on Serkinov as well. So we're all echoing each other there. Let's move on to the next fight. Ji-Young Kim coming in at a -190 to a +160 Prashwilla Kashwaya. This is an easy one, guys. I like Kim a lot in this fight. I think she's a way better striker than Priscilla, but if she gets put on her back, you never know. Priscilla's a fantastic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, and she's got great top pressure, and she can strike as well. So I like the line on this, though. I think Kim might be a lock-in pick. She's also going to be my parlay later, but I'm putting 300 church coin on Kim. I do believe she's going to be the better fighter overall. I think she's going to keep it on the feet. I think she's going to completely outclass Priscilla.
Yeah, give me 280 on Young Kim.
All right. And Cosmo is also taking Kim for 250 church coin there. So we're all echoing each other there. I think we all think Kim is the lock-in pick. So let's move on to the next fight. Arman Tsarukyan coming in at -300 to a +240. Joel Alvarez. I don't know Joel Alvarez. Is he making his USA debut? America, fuck yeah! Every time. It's just a joke now.
Without fail.
No, is he making his UFC debut? I don't know Joel Alvarez. This name, I should. Maybe he has had a couple
yeah,
fights.
Joel Alvarez, I believe, let me check here real quick. Yes, he did beat Thiago Moises.
Oh, really? So this is a great matchup because Tsarukyan's no fucking joke.
That was on that hallway Rodriguez card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
For some reason, I can't remember his name. It's just, there's too many names.
Moises. That's an impressive win.
It really is.
That's a very impressive
And
win.
now he's getting Arman Tsarukyan, who's a complete fucking savage on the ground. Remember the Islam Makhachev fight with him? They were the grappling exchanges were absolutely incredible. I love Arman Tsarukyan. I'm taking him in this fight. He's a -300. He's a big favorite. But you know what? I'm taking him. I think he's going to be a lock pick. I'm going to put 600 church coin on Tsarukyan.
Yeah, you know what? I am changing my friggin' bet, dude. I did not know he was a guy who beat Thiago Moises. I'm actually going to switch my bet here. I'm going to go Joel Alvarez, coming in at a heavy dog at a +240. I'm going to lay 600 church coin on Alvarez.
All right. So, Cosmo, you were also taking Tsarukyan. You put 300 church coin on him, trying to get that 100 church coin return there. So, yeah, I might change my pick, too, one day. You never know. I reserve the right to change it until the fight happens, but it is what it is for now. Let's move on to the opening fight of the card. Armen Petrosyan. This is the black and white version of Arman Tsarukyan, coming in at a +150 to a -175. Gregory Rodriguez. This is Armen Petrosyan's UFC debut here. I don't know Gregory. Who's Gregory Rodriguez? This is another name that isn't popping off the top of my head.
So he's fought a couple times in the UFC. He did lose to Park Jun-young and Dusko and he beat both of them, I should say. I'm sorry, and then beat Dusko Todorovic.
Okay.
So he's on a win streak here.
Okay, I'm going to take Rodriguez. He's the favorite at -175, but I'm going to take him. He's a vet, but he is fighting an up-and-coming guy, and Petrosyan making his UFC debut from the Contender Series. So he's 8-1 as well, or 5-1, 6-1, something like that.
Yep.
I'm going to put 200 church coin on Rodriguez. I think he's going to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with a dog here. I think Rodriguez could very well get this fight. He could win it, but I'm going to go, let's see. What do I got here? I'm going to go Petrosyan, 620 church coin.
All right. Cosmo, you took Rodriguez as well. You're putting 100 church coin on him, so you're going with the minimum bet on the favorite. Let's move into the parlays. So my parlay for this week, I'm going to go Islam, Kim, and Tsarukyan for 1,000 church coin. I do think all of those are locks. They're all favorites. It's probably not going to be the biggest return for me, but I don't want to go out on a limb. I don't want to do like a 5-fight parlay. I don't want to do something crazy like that because it's just too hard to hit those, man. You never know. It's really difficult. But if you do, it could be massive, even if you went with a smaller bet. But I'm going to go Islam, Kim, Tsarukyan, 1,000 church coin for this week's parlay.
All right, my parlay, and this is the lock-in, guys. You can take this to the bank and deposit it. I'm just joking, not a financial advisor. It's gambling. But, however, I really like Joel Alvarez to upset here at a +240. I'm adding him to the parlay with Kim coming in at -190. And then we have Serkinov at essentially even money at a -120. And then the heavy favorite, Islam Makhachev, coming in at a -700. But having one or two dogs is going to be nice in that 4-fight parlay. I'm laying 500 church coin down on this parlay.
I wanted to put that co-main in my parlay as well, but that's such a pick 'em fight, in my opinion. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I really wanted to put that one in there, but yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Cosmo's parlay for this week is Tsarukyan, Serkinov, Islam for 1,000 church coins. So, I mean, he is taking favorites there as well. But, I mean, that Serkinov's a minus 120. That could be a big return for you there, my guy.
Yeah, he likes to go heavy on those parlays.
Yeah, and you never know if he hits it, dude. He almost fucking won the belt last series.
I know,
with
in
that
the first
parlay.
opening week.
That would have been crazy.
Would have been wild.
It would have been absolutely crazy. Shout out to Cosmo Reverb, man. We love the fuck out of you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in last night, not only on the Fight Companion, but also on the second service, a Patreon exclusive podcast. Guys, $5 a month gives you so much exclusive content, exclusive vlogs, exclusive audio only podcast, exclusive call-in shows, and so much more. If you want to bet alongside of us, if you want to take Cosmo's spot for the belt in this church coin competition, you need to be a Patreon subscriber. And not only that, you need to be in the upper tier, guys. $10 a month gives you into that competition. $15 a month, you become a saint. You get 20% off on the discount on the merch, Teespring at the Church of MMA. Get yourself a mask, a cup, a t-shirt, a Let's Go Brandon shirt, and so much more. Guys, $10 a month, not only does that get you into the church coin competition, but it also gives you a 10% discount on the merch there. So make sure you go check out our Patreon. Thank you so much to everybody that showed up here tonight. We appreciate the fuck out of you. Shout out to Ron Swanson. Shout out to Have You Seen It Podcast, Cosmo Reverb, Tabor Craig. Oh, that's me. And Aunt W, of course. Guys, we had so much fun tonight. This was a great episode, Mason. We had a lot of fun here. And as always, guys, go check out our website, thechurchofmma.com. Guys, it gives you links to every single social media account, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Gab, Getter. How many followers we out on Getter right now?
2,500.
The fuck? We're not done.
Well, I know, but you do the plugs for the socials, and then we go back to the button and do the social. But that's fine. Go ahead. We have almost 2,500 subs or 2,500 followers.
Guys, go follow us on Getter. Yeah. Go follow us on Getter. We're way more active there than our Twitter. It seems like Twitter from 6-7 years ago.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a good platform. It's really, I enjoy it.
It's really political right now, guys. So we're one of the only MMA podcasts on Getter right now, which is, I think, why we're blowing up the way we are. But guys, if you have a Getter, go do that. And W asked us, who do y'all got in the Daytona 500 today? I don't watch racing.
I don't even know what.
I watch Supercross, dude. I watch like motocross and like Supercross. That's about it. I gotta go watch
NASCAR.
No, that's motorcycles.
Daytona.
Daytona is that Indy or is that NASCAR? I think it's NASCAR.
I've never watched a NASCAR event in my life. I have no idea.
It's competitive. I'll give you that. I've watched NASCAR before. It's super competitive, but it's like 3 hours long, and I get fucking bored, dude. I can't do it. I get it, Ant, though. It's pretty big down there, and I think you're from Georgia, so it's pretty big in the South. Yeah. It really is. It's pretty huge. Is there anything else we need to plug?
I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Here we go.
Guys, thank you so much for hitting us up here in the chats. We appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Shout out to everybody that showed up, guys. Love y'all.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to the Church of MMA podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Craig. And shout out to Devin hitting the 1s and 2s. And until next time, peace.